Hi all, another video time for me. Quick update now we go into the start of December. Just a quick wrap up on the last few games. Sorry for the little bit of a delay in the last video from myself. I've been a little bit poorly, as we all have. So would have liked to do one a little bit earlier than this, but yeah, we'll do a little bit of a review of the last few games and a quick preview to the Merseyside derby, which is actually on tonight on Amazon Prime. So I'll get to all that. So yeah, just going to run through it so don't make the video too long. First game that I haven't spoke about was that Palace away game. Yeah, that was close for comfort, as a lot of the games lately have been in the Premier League. Obviously taking the lead through Mane in the second half. Zaha equalising really late on, which if you actually watch the goal back, Zaha has sort of just been allowed to just ghost his way backpedal into a space in the area, and yeah, they find him, and we've just completely not picked him up. So really poor defending. Again, no clean sheet, and yeah, 1-1, looking like we're going to drop a couple of points, but whew, last gasp winner again in the Premier League away from home. Bobby Firmino getting that winning goal keeps us at that time 8 and 9 points clear of the chasing pack and Man City. So that was fantastic to see. Keep them going, grinding out these results. Still not playing particularly well. Obviously we've got like kind of a set 11. He's starting to rotate it a tad now. We're getting to the busy period, but yeah, we were still limping through, and that was the same in the next Premier League game, which I'll get to in a moment. In between all of that, I did watch the Copa Libertadores final, and our probable opponents for the World Club Cup confirmed as Flamengo. It did look like it was going to be River Plate for a while. They were winning 1-0 for the entire game. Flamengo, Gabriel Barbosa scored 2 goals in, I think, the last 2-3 minutes of the game to turn the game on its head and win it for the Brazilian side. So if we get past Monterrey, whoever it might be in the semi, likelihood is we're going to be playing Flamengo in the World Club Cup. Obviously, still memories of the 2005 defeat to Sao Paulo in 2005, another Brazilian club. So really want revenge. Really want to get that World Club Champions badge on our shirt. Really, as Klopp says, you don't get many chances to win this kind of competitions. So, unless you win the Champions League, so expect a full strength side going to Qatar, and a youth team playing in the Carabao Cup the day before, and probably going out, to be fair, which, if you actually look at it, because the West Ham Premier League game's been cancelled, and Man City will be playing in the Carabao Cup, and technically our first team won't be, we actually have one less game to play in December than Man City do. So everyone's like, oh, Liverpool's crazy December. All right, we've got a bit more travelling, but is the World Club Championship as demanding as the Premier League? Probably not. So, I don't really buy into all this rubbish that Liverpool have got a ridiculous December, because actually one game's been postponed, which is the West Ham one, as I mentioned, because that clashes with the final. And as I say, the Villa game won't be our first team anyway, the Carabao Cup game. So we're going to have hopefully an easy semi-final, and then yeah, all into that final, which will be a hard game. Don't get me wrong, but I would expect us to come through that. Bearing in mind, I think I know one player apart from that Barbosa, which was Felipe Luis, the old Atletico Madrid left back that plays for Flamengo. So we should be really wiping the floor with those. So hopefully in December, a nice Christmas present, 3-4 days before Christmas Day, we'll have another trophy in the bag. Next point I want to make is kind of off the pitch. The biannual Liverpool ticket sale. Dear, yeah. All you need to do is ask any Liverpool fan, any member, or Google it, and you will see how much of a shambles it's turned into. I mean, I've been a member now for, I think, 3-4 years now. And I used to be able to get, they do 2 sales a season, one in July for the games of the rest of that calendar year, one in November for the games of the following year to May. And I had about a 50% success rate, so sometimes I'd get a ticket for the first part of the season, and sometimes I'd get one for the second. But 30 quid membership fee to guarantee you going to one game a season, when I hadn't been, for up to my 20s, because just lack of, I can't get there, and money situation with not having a full-time job, etc. So now finally I was happy that I could go and watch my team once a season. It doesn't matter who the opposition was. Obviously you can't watch the top 6 or Everton, so it was the likes of Huddersfield, Fulham, Burnley, those kind of home games I was going to see. Loved it. Lovely day out. Parking's a bit of a nightmare, but loved it. So obviously now with the success Liverpool have brought, that becomes a lot harder. more people want to have tickets, and Liverpool just oversell memberships and give, I think it was 75,000 people in the queue, on the online queue. I got up at 6 a.m, I reloaded it until it let you in, 8:15 it opens, and by 10 o'clock they were all sold out, and I still wasn't at the front of the queue. I think I had about 10 minutes left till I reached the front. So clearly something's broken, something's not working. I saw a lot of people saying, oh, why is it fair? How is it fair that I've been a member for all these years and I go to 15 games a season and I'm in the same pot as people that have never been? Yes, I get that. But also, how on earth do I reach that point? How do I get to 15 games? I can't even get to one. Like, there's 2 ticket sales a season. You're lucky if you get a ticket in one of them. So, best case scenario, I get 2 games a season, which is not going to happen. So how on earth do I get to 15? How do I make the next jump to the next bracket? It's impossible. So, all moaning about, oh, I can't go to every game. Well, if you're going to 15 games a season, mate, you're doing all right, aren't you? That's one point. Other point I completely get. Where's the loyalty? You can't just have someone sign up and then have the same chance as going as someone that goes all the time. So, either make it a bit more steady, or give people a chance to pay more to get a better membership. I can't become a season ticket holder because there's not been a new open season ticket for about 15, 20 years because everyone just passes it along. But I can't get to the next point. And I physically, no matter how much I pay or how much I queue, I can't go to a game now because our stadium's too small and our team's too successful. It's a great problem to be in, apart from the stadium. So, lo and behold, the morning of the sale, everyone's kicking off. Oh, Liverpool announced stadium plans for Anfield Road End. So they're going to add 7,000 seats to get the overall capacity up to 61,000. Brilliant. So, obviously, 7,000 more people will get a ticket. Brilliant. But I think that might just take it back to the point that we were in before. I might have a 50-50 chance of going. So, hopefully they continue that. Hopefully, the Kenny Dalglish stand that was built in 1992 needs revamping to match the main stand. And the Kop desperately needs redoing. I mean, look at Spurs' one-tier stand to dare us to do. Unbelievable. Kop needs to be that size. It needs to be that intimidating. We've got so many fans. I mean, if we started at 45, we're now at 61 by developing half of it. So what's that? 55. It's about 16,000 extra seats. So add another 16,000 for the other two. What you're looking at, 71, about 77,000. So you're looking at the Old Trafford size. That's where we need to be. And even then, if the success continues, I think it will be hard to get tickets. But at least have the option for people to be able to go, and obviously maybe bring in a better system of buying the tickets as well. So that's my little moan over about that one. Obviously, I won't be going to get to Anfield, not because I don't want to, just because I generally can't get a ticket until they update the stadium. So even if they start that now, that ain't going to be ready for probably a year, best case 2 years maybe, once planning permission's gone through. So it's a shame, but I mean, I'll just have to try and go to sort of the cup games maybe here and there, or if they play a local team. So yeah, never mind, we'll move on from that one. Quick one on January transfers and the Ballon d'Or. Not a lot going on. I mean, Pep Guardiola came out this week, and said he was not going to strengthen his team, which is a bit of a shock. Bearing in mind you've got Laporte that's still out, really struggling for defenders. Generally, a lot of injuries in the Man City team, so very surprised at that. Maybe they must be in trouble with financial fair play or on the verge. I don't think Klopp will buy either, honestly. I know Carragher's come out and said they need to add a couple of players for the backup of the front three, and I agree with him. Jadon Sancho has been mentioned. He's fallen out with, I think, the boss at Borussia Dortmund. Top players, obviously in the England team, scoring in the Champions League against Barcelona. So, would he be happy to come and be a bit part player? Because I mean, he ain't knocking Mane off the left wing. Possibly. Could he be used in rotation across the front three? Possibly. So, I mean, I think he's 19. I mean, I think Pulisic cost Chelsea 60 mil, so I think he'd cost probably north of that, maybe between 80 and 100 mil. So, it's a big commitment for Liverpool. Obviously, they're already developing Kirkby, the new training facility, which looks amazing as well. So, fair play to FFP. You can't do everything in a day, as they say. Rome wasn't built in a day, but yeah, they're getting there. They've improved the squad. We're a great team, and hopefully the Premier League, the Holy Grail, follows. So yeah, we'll see. I don't expect a busy January. I don't see many outs. We're using pretty much all the squad. even Dejan Lovren's now a starter. It isn't great, but personally, I'd love a centre-back, but with 4 at the club, it's not going to happen unless one goes out. So, yeah, don't expect too much in the way of January transfers. Just look forward to the football coming thick and fast from now on. So the next thing I wanted to mention, obviously, was the Ballon d'Or. Van Dijk, I think we secretly knew Messi was going to get it. It's very, very rare they give it to a defender, if ever. I think Fabio Cannavaro might have been the last one to get it after he won the World Cup in 2006. So that tells you it's very unlikely to go to a defender. I mean, obviously, Messi is incredible. But my only opinion, I've probably said this before, is if Messi wins the Champions League, Messi wins the Ballon d'Or. If Messi doesn't win the Champions League, Liverpool do, surely, Van Dijk should win it. Because you can't have it both ways. The year before, they gave it to Modric because, he won the Champions League and he was in the World Cup final with Croatia. But Messi and Ronaldo both had way better stats and seasons than him that year. He's not even in the 30-man shortlist this year. So, you can't base it. I know it's lots of different people vote, but I don't see how Modric can win it one year and then Messi can win it the next one when the criteria is almost who does the best in their team in the competitions, and it's Van Dijk, isn't it? So I'm not going to begrudge Messi it. I think Van Dijk deserved it personally. I know, obviously I'm going to be a bit biased, but, second place, I think he was very close, and, we don't need individual awards like that. We all know Van Dijk's the best player in the world. We all know we wouldn't swap him for Messi. Simple as that. He's an absolute baller, isn't he? So, unlucky on that one, but we'll go again. And hopefully, maybe next year, Mane, Salah, Van Dijk are all going to be in with a shout again if we have another good season. So, fingers crossed. I think we had four Liverpool players in the top 10. Was it Alisson, Van Dijk, Mane and Salah? And then obviously Wijnaldum, Alexander-Arnold, and I think it was someone else. Firmino were also in the top 30, I think. So that was excellent. So another season like that would be good. But yeah, back to the football. I've got another thing to moan about later on. I might leave for another video. I'll see how time goes on this one. But the next game was the Champions League game at home to Napoli, where we could confirm qualification for the knockout stages. Started off quite well. Went 1-0 down. Obviously, Van Dijk picks up a knock on the halfway line. One big ball over the top. Lovren's chasing. Great finish from Dries Mertens across the goal. Keeper into the far corner on the side netting, which was a great goal for Napoli, 1-0 up. And then, it's a bit disgraceful. Napoli literally parked the bus from the 15th, 20th minute? Somewhere between there. Literally for the rest of the game. Did not look interested, even when we equalised late on with Lovren from a header. Still, didn't want to know. Did not want to know. Just, let's get a draw. Don't matter, we're just going to defend, which was really poor. I expected a lot more from Napoli. They've been on a very poor run domestically. But I think they're just thinking, well, we've got Genk at home on the last day. We win that, we're through. 1-1 was the final score. We can still win the group. We're top of the group. We're away to Red Bull Salzburg. Yep. If we win the game, we win the group. If we draw the game, we qualify in second, most likely. And if we lose, we could drop into the Europa League, which nobody wants. So, yeah. I don't see us losing the game. Draw, potentially, which is not the end of the world, because some of the teams you can get in runner-up are just as hard as the teams that win the groups. It's all about the luck of the draw. I think there's a group with Leipzig and Lyon in, which, whoever gets them, it's just a joke. Some people can get Madrid and PSG. It's just a joke. So, yeah, we're not historically great away in the Champions League group stages, but, realistically, it's Red Bull Leipzig. I know they caused us problems at Anfield, but we were 3-0 up at one point. So, as long as we play our game, stick to the game plan, I think we'll be all right. Like I say, at this point, I'll take first or second in the group. So, fingers crossed we get through that one. Next game was Brighton at home. So that two goals from Van Dijk, headers in the first half. Alexander-Arnold with a free kick and a corner. Looks plain sailing. Job done. Half time. Get in, you get. Suddenly Alisson comes out of his area, handballs it. Oh gosh. Gets a red card. Adrian comes on, and they take the free kick before he's even ready, and it's 2-1 with about 15 minutes to go with 10 men, and we're clinging on at home to Brighton. who have improved a lot under Graham Potter. He deserves a lot of credit. I'm not sure he deserved a new 5-year deal after 14 games, but yeah, another game where we've sneaked it through. We've got another +3 points, and with Newcastle drawing with Man City, we've actually stretched our lead over them to 11 points, which is fantastic. I think Leicester is still behind us with 8, with a last-minute winner over Everton themselves. But yeah, it's good to see, even faced with, difficulties like that, we can come through and get the win. Obviously, the only bad thing lately now is Alisson is now suspended for one game, I think one, because it's not violent conduct, and Fabinho obviously picked up that really nasty ankle injury, ligaments. Is going to be out to the new year, which is it's a bit of a blow. It could be worse. It could be Van Dijk. Fabinho is a big part of our team, but midfield, we have so many options. I don't think it's going to matter too much. Our teams that we're playing over the Christmas period they're not do or die games, are they? So, Henderson can drop into that holding midfield role. We've still got Keita, we've got Wijnaldum, we've got Chamberlain, we've got Milner. It's a position we can fill, isn't it? So, if it was Van Dijk out till Christmas, till January, sorry, I'll be shitting my pants. But, other than that, yeah, I'm happy that we can cover the position. Obviously, Fabinho's going to be a big miss. Alisson will be out for a game, but I think Adrian can do a job for us again. He came on cold. It was a bit harsh to let that free kick stand, and he nearly dropped one in later on, which could have been catastrophic. But, give him a chance. Give him a whole, warm-up session before the next game. I think he'll do all right tonight. So, yeah, obviously going on to that one, Everton at home. Amazon Prime, quick one on that. Yeah, they offer a 30-day free trial, so if you save that, you can watch the games for free this weekend. But this midweek, and at the Christmas Boxing Day, around that kind of games are all on Amazon Prime as well. A lot of people moaning that it's another subscription. Yeah, I agree. I think it needs to be in one place. Personally, I will get onto that in another video. Otherwise, this one will be too long. It involves watching the 3 p.m. games, so I'll probably mention that in the next one. So I'll just do a quick kind of preview of tonight's game at home to Everton. Obviously, last year that crazy winner, Van Dijk's mishit volley into the air, Origi off the crossbar from Pickford, missing it completely, and Origi putting us in. Klopp running on the pitch. It was absolutely fantastic last season. So hopefully more of the same in terms of the result, but maybe not in terms of how close we leave it. So yeah, I don't often do this because I normally review, but I'm going to preview. So, obviously, I'm going to go for the 11. I'm going to have Adrian in goal. Trent and Robbo fullbacks. Lovren and Van Dijk probably centre-back. I would like to see Gomez dropped in there, to be honest, to give a chance instead of Lovren, but possibly. But I think Lovren will start. I think Hendo will stay in the holding role. I think you'll have Gini and Ox in midfield. I think if it's a harder team, like a higher-up team, you might drop a Milner or a Keita in there over Chamberlain, as he's more going forward. But yeah, I think the Ox and Gini, Justin Header and Hendo will start tonight, and then the usual front three, Salah, Bobby and Mane. I'm pretty confident in that lineup. Subs-wise, I think Kelleher will now come onto the bench. I think Gomez will be on the bench as well. Keita and Milner as backup options in midfield. Probably Lallana and Shaqiri in terms of sort of wingers attacking midfielders in case we need a goal. And Big Divock Origi probably coming on again late on for one of the front three, I would imagine. If we win this, I think Silva will be gone. I think that Everton will have had enough now. I'm surprised he's still there. He lost again to Leicester, and then if he loses tonight, they're going to be knocking on the door of relegation. So I'd be amazed if he was still there if we won tonight, especially if we won well. So I'm going to go for a home win. I'm going to go 1-0 to the Reds. It's always a tight game. Everton always raise their game for us. I'd love it to be more. But I'm going to go for a home win and a clean sheet, which, is not, it just doesn't happen anymore. Well, I don't know what's going on with us. We really need to sort out this clean sheet business. I think since Adams has come back from injury at the start of the season, he's not had a clean sheet at all in any competition. So something's got to change. I know we've had Adrian in goal. I think he's got a couple of clean sheets this season. I think Keller has played in a couple of games, got 1 against Dons and let in 5 against Arsenal. So yeah, conceding is an issue. I honestly think it's not helped having Lovren in front of Alisson with Van Dijk. I think a Koulibaly, someone like that, we're still missing to take us to the next level. And we're already champions. We're already 11 points, 9 points clear. But yeah, if there's one weakness in the team, I think it's the fellow centre back. I don't think Gomez is yet the finished article. I don't think Lovren ever will be, and he's over the hill. And I think Matip is the most injury-prone player in the squad. So yeah, now Sturridge has left. So yeah, it'd be nice to see us get a centre back. Whether that's in Jan or the summer, I doubt either. But that would be the one place I think we could improve. So yeah, I'll be watching that on Amazon Prime tonight. Next video will include the review of that game and my little moan on watching 3 PMs in the UK. I'll save that for next time as well. Really quick one. 3 games coming up after the Everton match. We've got Bournemouth away, Red Bull away, which I've mentioned, and Watford at home, which, again, they're in dire straits, aren't they? So, yeah, Bournemouth away doesn't look like a tricky game at the moment. They're not in great form. Red Bull, as I say, is a bit of a crunch one. And then Watford at home again, you'd expect to win. So, yeah, after that, you start creeping up to Christmas and the World Club Championship. So, I'll catch you soon. I'll probably do another video either in the week or after the weekend's matches just to review that Everton game, preview the Bournemouth one or review it, and mention my 3 PM grind my gears why we can't watch 3 PMs in the UK. So I'm sure you'll all have your own opinions on that. But yeah, catch you soon, guys. Come on the Reds tonight. Let's go. You never walk alone.